Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Always look to cut business expenses. Always look to cut business expenses. I'm going to tell you what, when you're in business, a big part of the money that you make in business actually goes to expenses. It don't go in your pocket. It goes to expenses. Like, for example, say you have a retail store. That's a great example. Shoot, even a kiosk or something. Well, you got to pay the rent for that retail store. You got to pay the utilities for that retail store. And then that's just the basics right there. You got to pay for the products. In most cases, you got to pay for the products. And even if you make the products, you manufacture the products, you still got to pay for the raw materials. And then depending on the size, you got to pay for employees. And depending on the size of your business, you might have to pay for insurance. You got a lot there to pay for. You got a lot of stuff. So you're going to have that. That's before you get paid. Now, I did a video before talking about how I knew these guys who had a business and they purposely paid themselves only 8% of their profit. That meant 92% of the money that they made was going towards other things. Now, you still want to increase the bottom line, not just for your business, but for your pockets. The best way to do that, even in situations where, you get more products, services, or whatever, you still got those expenses. The best way to increase your bottom line for money in your pocket is to cut business expenses as best as possible. Now, it's not a perfect thing. It's not a perfect thing because sometimes you might not be able to cut it. But maybe you can find another product distributor. Well, I would say, another distributor if you're selling products or whatever you need for your business, finding the best deal. Now, let me be clear about that. Yeah, you want to find the best deal, but you want to make sure the products or whatever you need for your business is still very good. But still, you need to always look for the best. If you, where can you get those products from on a good thing? Like, I give you an example, being in a publishing business. Now, I don't have to worry about it as much because I can go through Amazon for to print books on demand. But say I was going to put out some new books. I decided, okay, I want to go with a regular printer. Now, do I go with the printer that charges $4 per book, which is reasonable? Or do I go with the printer who charges $1 per book? It still has the same quality. Well, common sense says go with the printer that charges $1 per book. And that's how you got to look at it. You got to say, okay, where can I get this product? Where can I get my product made? Where can I get the stuff for the services I provide at the cheaper rate without sacrificing quality? I got to emphasize that one part because sometimes people might say, well, I can get it this place cheaper. Okay, but the product or whatever they're doing is inferior. You don't want to do that. You still want to have the top-notch product, but you still want to say, okay, where can I get it cheaper? Where can I do it? That's a major part of business. Using the publishing business, for example, you had to look at that because, I've had maybe 3 hard book publishers or printers in the past, and, 2 of them weren't that good. I'll put it like that. Anytime you look at the books they printed for you and you had one book, a couple books, they had whole pages missing, and it was always some stuff. It just wasn't a great quality, So, but I was still able to find a book printer who was able to give great quality and great books, didn't have any issues. And indeed, just real quick about that, one of the things with the last printer that I used, they would actually give you overs. They would give you overs just in case, because even with the best, something could happen to a book. So you still get overs beyond what you paid for. And that's cool. But that business expense, it comes with everything. Even, say your business expenses, you got quite a few employees. You need to get health insurance for them or something. You want to look for the best provider that doesn't cost as much to your bottom line. It's everything, you know? And just to be clear, you still want to be fair. Like if you're dealing with your products, you still want to be fair if you're dealing with your employees. You still want to get good service. But look for everything. And you know what? It could be something small. It could be something very small. You don't think about it, but remember, pennies add up. That's the key thing to understand. You know, just look at everything. Do have someone, you do it yourself if you have the ability to. Hire an audit firm or something like that. And right now, I'm not at a place where, I got to get outsiders to look at my stuff. I'm good at looking at my numbers. But as I would grow, I would get an accounting firm. I would get some type of auditor to look at my stuff and say, okay, this is what you can do there. You know, if you got to get pay a little bit of money for some outsider or a consultant or something, do it. Because it's saving you money in the long run anyway. Because there's a lot of businesses. I'm going to tell you what, there are some businesses, they spending money and they don't have it to begin with. They don't have it to begin with. I've heard of businesses that they'll get the big space and everything, but they weren't ready for it. They weren't ready. And then they end up going out of business because they're spending too much on other things. See, that's another thing too, just as an aside, and I need to do a future video on it. Don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to start small and gradually grow what you have. This is very key. This is very key. But you want to do that, okay? You want to always cut your expenses where you can. Now, like I said, you want to like cut your business expenses, but I'm going to emphasize, don't give up the quality of whatever the expenses provided for. Don't do that. But every little bit here and there actually adds up. It actually adds up, and at the very least, you can build an emergency fund for your business, or you might be able to expand your business. But you want to look for what you can do, okay? So, anyway, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.